the weekly reading for 11th to 7th of January 2016. We're going to start with the love and partnerships reading and follow with the general forecast. Your first cards that come up in your love and partnership reading is the one that says fairy tales require true heroes, so be sure to choose wisely. Followed by there may be a castle, but it could have the stormiest seas and the loneliest nights. I think the message is pretty clear there. If you want that fairy tale, make sure the person you choose is that loyal, lion-hearted hero prince. He needs to be able to fill those shoes. If you're going to expect that of him, then make sure you choose someone like that. And then to be very careful of what it is that draws you to a person. Sort of very facetiously speaking, the big shiny car and the big house could very well be all that you are left with. But this applies on a less mundane level too. So, if you want a person to be loyal and kind and there for you, then make sure those are the characteristics you're looking at, not what's on the outside. Okay, so now let's carry on with the reading. I'm going to use that interesting word again today. Because this is an interesting reading. Really it is. There's different energies around at the moment, and what is happening on the surface and what is happening, I want to say above the surface, not below, are two different things. Right, let's do the reading and then you'll see what I mean. The first card up in your love relationships and partnerships is that of the fox looking backwards. Now, the fox normally has something to do with something sly, something deceptive, something underhand. And from the general theme of this reading, I have a feeling that you, the person watching this, has experienced this. Something slightly underhand, something slightly sly, something you perceive as having deceived you has happened. And because the tree card is with this card, I'm thinking this is in a long-term partnership or relationship, either a romantic relationship, so it could be your spouse or someone you've been romantically involved with for a long time, or a partnership that has been going for a while. And you now perceive having been slighted in some way, of them having done something which they did not reveal to you, and you have now discovered that this has happened. Now, the guidance card that comes up with this says the storm has passed. Count your blessings. Because one day when you look back, you will see this was a blessing in disguise. Now, that's very difficult to fathom and to understand and even to swallow at this stage of the story. But this, whatever it is, has revealed something important to you. Be it that this relationship has something that has to be dealt with, be it this person is not what you thought they were, or be it that this opens a completely different door for you. It is a blessing in disguise. So what you need to do, according to the oracle cards, is take a deep breath and release the anxiety. There's an interesting sentence that comes with the explanation for this card. It says, interesting, here I go again. Your heart knows what the ego resists learning. Be patient. So deep down inside of you, in your heart, you perhaps knew this all along. Whatever it is, it's not really such a surprise to you. You aren't really that shocked because you knew it all along. So take a deep breath and let it go. Release the anxiety attached to this. Now let's carry on our story. Now, whatever it is has unfortunately eaten away at perhaps your trust, your loyalty, or the affection or the friendship with this person. Now the advice here is, instead of sitting and embroiling yourself in the feelings that this is arousing in you, go do something active. Go for a bicycle ride, go for a major hike, go and clean out a closet that desperately needs cleaning out. What it'll do is it'll shift your focus and shift your energy. And in doing so, it'll bring some happiness back into your life. In fact, you may even find the peace is fairly quickly restored. Turn your worries over to universe or spirit and God and smile and watch life smile back at you. Because the outcome says there's a man patiently waiting. He waits with his heart in his hands or on his sleeve, if you want to put it like that. He has shown you his appreciation. Now, this man could be you. You could be the man that we are talking about here. And you have shown your appreciation for someone, and now you sit back and you wait in expectation. This isn't the kind of expectation that won't be fulfilled. This is an expectation knowing that it's just a matter of time before that expectation is fulfilled. If you're a woman watching this, there is a man who is now waiting patiently for you, having shown his appreciation. He will be your source of comfort. He will renew your trust in relationships and partnerships, whoever this man is. For some of you, this could be a new man. This could be a man that has stood and watched what has happened to you, and he waits patiently for you to move through whatever it is so that he can be your partner. Or this is a really good friend or someone you work with who is going to be a better, loyal partner. The understanding behind the story is this was karmic. This was fate. This was fated. It was written into your soul story. But what you can change, and this is your destiny, is how you respond to this. Now, a very important theme coming right through this reading, and you will see it in your general forecast. Your general forecast entwines totally with this story. It would, because this kind of thing will impact your whole life. This is actually the moral of life at the moment. We can take what happens to us and we can get angry and we can retaliate. We can lower our vibration to that point where we attract so much more of this into our lives. Or we can elevate ourselves. We can move beyond this. We can understand this is something that was fated and we can react differently. We can change destiny. You have the opportunity now to change destiny because the following outcome card from the Oracle says, happiness will then arrive. True happiness, absolute happiness. You will lighten up, you will have more fun, you will have more time to play, and everything will then fall into place. So, it's up to you. Now, your general forecast reading follows on to this reading. I would say it's the second layer. First of it says withdraw, so disengage from the situation. Do not retaliate. Do not be tempted to do something or say something which will just make the situation worse, which will lower your vibration, which will have you being the person that you really do not want to be. Because the Nine of Swords speaks of fear in the mind boiling with this fear. So a lot of the fear that arises is what you will feel like reacting on. And you need to let go of that fear. You need to let go of the fear so that you do not engage and do not react in a manner which is not fitting you, which is not necessary for your life. You don't want to be that person. You don't want to be involved in that situation. Because then what comes up is magic. Once again, this is telling you this is a magic opportunity. It says a divine, magical, positive opportunity surrounds this situation. And I think the magic is to be found in how you respond. If you let go of the anxiety, let go of the anger, let go of the need to feel like you have to be justified, you just give it over to the universe, you will find yourself in the center of a magical moment where you can create the destiny that most of us just imagine in our lifetimes. It will bring a myriad of opportunities. That's what the Page of Pentacles says. An absolute myriad of opportunities into your life. I often tell the story. Sometimes when you make a subtle change to one area of your life, or even a major change to one area of your life, It's amazing how it has a domino effect. You find areas of your life that you never thought would even be affected by this change, or this change in mindset, mostly, that you make ripples right through your life, and it readjusts and realigns just about everything in your life to the far outer reaches. And this creates those wonderful opportunities. Keep that in mind. Because then it says, your challenge here is that you cannot change the way other people are. We know that. We try. We desperately try. We hope. We wish. But we know you cannot change the way other people are. All you can do is shine your light. Be the best person you are. Vibrate at such a high vibration that you illuminate life around you and the people around you. Because this will create positive expansion, ideas, and energies, which will open up your life completely for you. And you will find the doors opening, and out there is an entirely new landscape, and you can do so many new things. At this moment in time, the Page of Wands is saying, don't look for one specific thing to do, try and test a few. There's a new world opening up to you if you can change your reaction to the situation. Your guidance here speaks of ceremony and the tree and the cave. So this guidance follows your story very nicely. Now, ceremony is about perhaps when you feel the need to get really angry about the situation, really hurt, or even retaliate. To go through the motions of doing something that calms you down. If that is, go sit outside on a bench, take 10 deep breaths, and look up at the blue sky for 20 seconds, and this is the ceremony you are going to use. So create something for yourself that does this, because this will ground you, as the next card says. Being grounded through this situation is your ultimate goal, because this will change everything. The cave speaks of sanctuary, which follows on with this. It's saying find that quiet place within yourself and take sanctuary there when the feelings threaten to overwhelm you. My personal sanctuary, it's nothing exceedingly great, but I will get myself my favorite magazine. I will buy myself a packet of biscuits. I will make a cup of tea, and I will take time out, regardless of what waits for me. And I will do that, because I know then the world disappears around me. I can refocus my feelings, and it changes how I see things afterwards. And like I say, that's not a huge ceremony. It's not a great big sanctuary to make, but it works for me. So whatever works for you. Now your soul path speaks of the starling. So the starling says, that you are part of the whole. Sorry, I stalled there for a second because the impalas are going nuts out there. I'm not sure why. Because the starling speaks of you are part of that whole. You don't stand apart of it. You are part of the story. You play a part in it. It may not be the way you would like the story to play out, but you played a part in it. And this is not about guilt or blame. This is just that you are a character in this story. And you are forming part of a bigger picture, of a bigger story that is going to happen. So just remember that for now. You were a character in the story. There's a bigger story coming. Then the next card, beautiful card, speaks about nurturing yourself and those around you. This speaks about compassion. So ultimately here you need to know this is a fated story. It needed to happen. Be kind to yourself, nurture yourself, but be kind to the people around you too. They also had their role to play. They also had to do what they had to do, and they're doing the best that they can do. In the process, things took a turn that is not of your liking, but be compassionate about this. Everybody has reasons for doing what they do, and it's in that compassion, both for yourself and the people around you, that the magic will happen. Okay, so that is your general as well as love reading for the week of 11 to 7 January 2016. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching and listening.